Welcome to Military Minute. Now subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. The world watched in shock, eyes glued to screens as breaking news flashed across continents. Russia had unleashed its supersonic bombers in a massive new air assault, a move that sent ripples of anxiety through capitals worldwide. Deep within Russian airspace, the Tupolev Tu-160s, known as White Swans to their crews, Blackjacks to NATO, took to the skies with a sense of grim purpose. These bombers, engineered for intercontinental missions and capable of carrying both nuclear and conventional payloads, now entered the Ukrainian conflict, signaling a dramatic and dangerous escalation. Their sudden appearance was more than a show of force, it was a message. Russia's military reach now threatened every corner of Ukraine, from the front lines to cities once thought safe. The White Swan, once a symbol of strategic reserve and deterrence, now cast its shadow over the heart of Europe, a chilling reminder of the stakes at play. Air raid sirens blared in cities far from the front, echoing through empty streets as people rushed to shelters, unable to see the threat flying high and fast, deep inside Russian borders, untouchable, invisible, and relentless. The Tu-160s, cruising at near supersonic speeds and altitudes, launched long-range cruise missiles from safe havens far beyond the reach of Ukrainian defenses. This was warfare redefined, remote, impersonal, and terrifyingly effective. Cities were struck without warning, explosions lighting up the night as missiles found their marks. The bomber crews never saw their targets, the targets never saw the bombers. The distance between attacker and victim had never felt so vast or so cold. This was psychological warfare as much as physical destruction. The fear of the unseen, the knowledge that nowhere was truly safe, weighed heavily on the population. By deploying its most advanced bomber, Russia sent a signal not just to Kiev, but to NATO and Washington alike, a warning that escalation could reach far beyond Ukraine's borders. The Tu-160 is a pillar of Russia's nuclear triad, and its use in a conventional war blurs dangerous lines between deterrence and active conflict, raising the specter of further escalation. Western military planners were forced to recalculate risks, reassess strategies, and confront the uncomfortable reality of a conflict that could spiral out of control. The White Swan's flight was a stark reminder of Russia's enduring power, its ability to project force across continents and challenge the balance of power. Its presence could reshape the conflict and the stability of the world. Every decision now carried new weight, every miscalculation new risks. The message was unmistakable. Russia's reach is global, and its resolve, formidable. The world could not ignore the implications. The shadow of the White Swan now loomed over the future of the war, casting uncertainty and fear over what might come next. The world had entered a new, more perilous phase, one where the boundaries between peace and war, threat and action, had grown dangerously thin. The arrival of the Tu-160 in Ukraine marks a pivotal turning point in Russia's ongoing air campaign, introducing a new level of threat and capability to the conflict. Previously, Russia relied heavily on older jets, many of which were designed decades ago and lacked the advanced features of modern aircraft. Alongside these, the Tu-95 Bear was the mainstay for long-range strikes, but its technology is rooted in the Cold War era. The Tu-160, by contrast, represents a dramatic leap in speed, operational range, and onboard sophistication, an asset that was once reserved exclusively for nuclear deterrence missions. Now its use for conventional strikes signals Russia's willingness to commit its most advanced and valuable resources to the fight, escalating the conflict further. This shift puts immense and unprecedented pressure on Ukraine's air defenses, which must now contend with cruise missiles launched from deep within Russian territory, far beyond the front lines. The bombers themselves are nearly untouchable at such distances. The real challenge for Ukraine is intercepting the incoming missiles before they reach their targets. As a result, Ukraine must maintain a constant, countrywide air defense alert, stretching its resources and personnel to the limit. The Tu-160's deployment is not just a show of force, it's a logistical feat, demonstrating Russia's intent and ability to sustain a high-intensity, long-range air campaign over time. This is now a contest of technology, resources, and national willpower, with both sides racing to adapt and outmaneuver the other. The White Swan, as the Tu-160 is known, has become the centerpiece of a new and dangerous strategic battle in the skies over Ukraine. The war has moved far beyond simple tactics. It's now a test of endurance, innovation, and the ability to adapt under relentless pressure. The stakes for both sides have never been higher, as each seeks to gain the upper hand in a conflict that is reshaping the very nature of modern warfare. Before the White Swan, the Tu-160 Bear dominated Russian strategic aviation. First flown in the 1950s, the Bear's 4 turboprop engines gave it unmatched endurance for long patrols. Its deep drone became a symbol of Soviet reach, launching cruise missiles from afar. But the Bear's slow speed and large radar signature made it vulnerable to modern defenses. It must now operate far from enemy airspace, relying on missile range for survival. The Tu-160's arrival is a logical evolution, faster, safer, and more advanced. The Bear still serves, but its era is ending. Speed, stealth, and electronics now matter more than endurance. The Tu-160's legacy is secure, but the future belongs to the White Swan. Russian air power is entering a new age. The Tu-160 Blackjack is built to project power at incredible speed and range. It's the world's largest supersonic bomber, with variable sweep wings for both efficiency and speed. Capable of flying over 12,000 kilometers, it can strike from deep inside Russia. The Tu-160's mission-launch cruise missiles from a safe distance, then vanish at supersonic speed. Unlike stealth bombers, it relies on speed, altitude, and missile range for protection. Its crews execute precise remote missions, never seeing the chaos below. The Tu-160's presence forces Ukraine and NATO to defend a vast area. It's a supreme predator, changing the strategic calculus of the war. The Blackjack is more than a bomber. It's a symbol of Russian technological might. Its deployment signals Russia's readiness for sustained, high-tech conflict. The threat it poses is persistent and deadly. The Tu-160's true power lies in its payload-advanced cruise missiles. The KH-101 is a jet-powered, terrain-hugging missile, guided by satellite and digital maps for pinpoint accuracy. It can strike targets thousands of kilometers away, evading radar and overwhelming defenses. Air defense crews have only seconds to react as swarms of these missiles approach from multiple directions. Even advanced Western systems struggle to intercept them. The Tu-160 can also carry the KH-102, a nuclear variant indistinguishable from the conventional version. This ambiguity blurs the line between conventional and nuclear war. Every Tu-160 launch injects uncertainty and fear into the conflict. The invisible daggers it carries are both tactical and strategic threats. The Tu-160's dual-capable missiles raise the specter of nuclear escalation. The KH-102 can deliver a thermonuclear warhead, making every launch a potential crisis. The visual similarity between conventional and nuclear missiles forces Western leaders to make split-second high-stakes decisions. Russia's strategy is deliberate ambiguity, intimidating adversaries and deterring intervention. This is escalate to de-escalate, using nuclear threats to force negotiation. The Tu-160's presence integrates nuclear capability into conventional warfare. The psychological impact is profound, chilling support for Ukraine and raising global stakes. The taboo against nuclear use is eroding. Each Tu-160 sortie is a gamble in a dangerous gray zone. The nuclear shadow now looms over every battlefield. The Tu-160 Bear and Tu-160 Blackjack are icons of different eras, each representing a unique chapter in the story of strategic aviation. The Bear, with its distinctive turboprop engines, is slow but enduring, a relic of the 1950s that has stood the test of time, flying missions for over 6 decades. The Tu-160, on the other hand, with its powerful afterburning engines, is supersonic and modern, designed to strike swiftly and disappear before enemy defenses can react. The Bear's large radar signature and limited maneuverability make it vulnerable to interception, especially in heavily defended airspace. The Tu-160's speed, advanced avionics, and electronic countermeasures give it a significant survival edge in modern warfare. The Blackjack was purpose-built for launching cruise missiles, while the Bear was later adapted to carry them, reflecting the evolution of aerial warfare. The Tu-160 not only carries more missiles, but it can deliver them faster and at greater ranges, all while keeping its crew safer with advanced protection systems. The Bear is the reliable old soldier, trusted for its resilience. The White Swan, as the Tu-160 is known, is the elite operator, symbolizing cutting-edge Russian air power. In today's high-tech war, speed, payload, and survivability matter most, shaping the future of strategic bombing. The Tu-160 is a leap forward in every key metric: speed, payload, and technology, except for endurance, where the Bear still holds its ground. The Bears era is slowly passing. The White Swan now leads the way into a new generation of strategic aviation. Russian air power has evolved for a new era, blending tradition with innovation to meet the challenges of modern conflict. Russia is not just flying old Tu-160 SE, it's building new ones. The Tu-160M, nearly identical outside, is a technological overhaul inside. New engines, digital cockpits, and advanced avionics make it more capable and survivable. The Tu-160M is being readied for next-generation weapons, including hypersonic missiles. This modernization signals Russia's commitment to strategic bombers for decades to come. The Kinzhal hypersonic missile, already used in Ukraine, may soon be launched from the Tu-160M. While others focus on drones, Russia doubles down on fast, powerful bombers. The new fleet ensures the White Swan's shadow will persist in global security. NATO must now plan for a more advanced, unpredictable threat. The Blackjack's rebirth is a message. Russia's strategic reach is only growing. The Tu-160's deployment in Ukraine has global consequences. For Ukraine, nowhere is safe. For NATO, the threat is immediate and evolving. The White Swan grinds down defenses and morale from afar. NATO must invest in new air and missile defenses, fueling a high-tech arms race. Dual-capable bombers blur the line between conventional and nuclear war, raising the risk of miscalculation. Arms control treaties are strained, and the risk of accidental escalation grows. The skies over Europe are now a theater for a new Cold War. As technology advances, can diplomacy keep pace? The White Swan is a symbol of remote, devastating warfare and a constant nuclear threat. The answer to this challenge will define the security of our century.